Is this gaming machine really worth your cash? Let's find out together. I've been using a Steam Deck for a few months and it's time to talk about it. Why portable gaming matters today. As a father and a husband myself with full-time job, gaming time was over for me. And I think it has been for a lot of people with responsibilities. We couldn't afford sitting in front of a TV and play video games for hours. So we had to let the gaming world go away. But that amazing thing happened. A PC powerful handheld gaming. Valve made the ultimate machine so we can play again. The magical Steam Deck. Yes, Nintendo Switch came before, but we can't play most AAA games on it because it's on super low graphic and it doesn't look really good. A Steam Deck is a PC and it can run most demanding games. Even if you have set the settings on low for newer titles, they still look good. With a Steam Deck, we can play games every when and anytime that we have little time to spare. You can play it in bed before going to sleep. You can play it on the go to your work and any other situations. Once I played my Steam Deck while I was driving and I was stuck in a car traffic. Yes, it was dangerous and you shouldn't do it, but it was really fun. This machine made all gamers come back to gaming again, and it is so fantastic. Performance, the most important factor for buying a handheld. Is a Steam Deck powerful enough to play all the games you want? Well, that's a question we don't have the perfect answer, because every person have different preferences. For me, even though I have a PS5 and a powerful gaming laptop, I mostly play on my Steam Deck because, well, I'm a father with a little time to play and I enjoy playing in handheld mode. It just feels great, and for my Nintendo Switch I always play on handheld mode because it's more fun. I play both indie and AAA games, and the games I play runs great on a Steam Deck with minimum issues. For the indie and 2D games, a Steam Deck power is more than enough. And for older AAA games, you can play above 60 FPS with high settings, but newer AAA, well, some of them might not be playable at all, or it would have bad optimization. Well, sometimes I wish Steam Deck had a little more power so I can play games like Dying Light 2 on 60 frames per second in high settings, but 30 FPS on high is still a good experience, as in old times frame rate didn't matter at all, and if a game was running more than 20 FPS, we were happy to play. It is still amazing that you have a little device like this with so much power in your hands that you can play demanding games. For example, God of War Ragnarok, a new release PC game, runs great on a Steam Deck. I already made a gameplay video, you can watch it on my channel. Even though the game is on low with somewhere between 35 to 50 FPS, the game looks great, especially if you can play it on the OLED screen. But do you actually need more performance? I believe a Steam Deck performance is enough, because if you want to play the most AAA games with highest quality, there is no handheld that can deliver that for you. Except PlayStation Portal that requires fast interconnection, it is not a PC handheld. Well, there's also ROG Ally X, but it still can't give you the maximum graphics in newer titles. What's more important is that there are some games that you should play in bigger screens and with higher quality, and handheld can give you that experience right now. For a game like Last of Us, that the story is rich, it's better to be played on a bigger screen with perfect quality so you can feel the story and the characters. Usually we get back to play these kind of games again years later when the next one announces. And by then we would have the next powerful generations of PC handhelds to play these games again. The screen on the Steam Deck OLED is amazing. And as of today, none of the PC handhelds can compete with the Steam Deck OLED screen quality. And the HDR makes the games look amazing. In some games you feel that you are playing a new game. And with more brightness, the game looks even better. Yes, for some games the OLED effects might not be that noticeable. For example, for games that colors are cold, like Fallout series, you don't notice much difference. But the games that have warm colors and a lot of visual effects, the looks is amazing, like God of War, for example. And the games that have dark places like Hollow Knight, because of the OLED contrast, you will have a better experience in those kind of games. But the Steam Deck LCD still looks good, and in reality, when you are immersed in your games, you don't pay attention to the visuals that much because the gameplay is more important. Yes, if the looks is bad, you are not going to enjoy it at all, but the LCD on a Steam Deck is sufficient enough for you to enjoy gaming. SteamOS. Before SteamOS, I hadn't much experience with Linux because I mostly use Windows for my work and playing games on my laptop. A year ago, before Steam Deck, I bought ROG Ally, but even though I was a Windows user, Ally was a nightmare for me. It had so much bugs and I had to restart a lot, but in my laptop, Windows isn't that bad, so at the end I sold my Ally. It also burned my 512 SD card and made me so upset. But this year I was eager to buy a Steam Deck and give SteamOS a chance. The SteamOS, which is based on Linux, is a new and outstanding experience for me. Sometimes I struggle to do something, but when I search in the internet, the answer is there. The console experience is the most amazing feature on SteamOS. You feel that you bought a new console and it feels so much like a console experience. And the quick resume feature is amazing for someone like me because while I'm gaming, sometimes I need to help my wife to change my son's diaper, so it is great to put the Steam Deck on a standby and come back and continue my game. Especially for a game like Elden Ring that doesn't pause at all, this feature is a killer one that Windows Handheld doesn't have. Or it doesn't work very well. Well, I have a problem with my Steam Deck, and that is when I switch to desktop mode, the Steam Deck will stuck in a black screen and I have to hard reset the device, then switch it to desktop mode again and it works. I'm not sure what's the problem, so if you have the answer, please tell me in the comments. It would be a lifesaver for me. Battery life. Valve said the Steam Deck LCD battery lasts to 2 to 8 hours, and for the OLED model they say 3 to 12, but in reality the numbers are less. For indie games it's usually between 4 to 6 hours on my OLED, and for demanding games I get about 2.5 or a little more. And I hear for the LCD model it's even less, but for a device with this power it's good enough to enjoy, and I really don't need more because I don't have more time to play. If you want more, you can use a power bank or you can buy ROG Ally X because it has one of the best battery life in PC handles. But the winner here is a Nintendo Switch OLED with 5 hours at the minimum. The price. If you're on a budget or you don't want to spend a lot of money on a handheld, a Steam Deck is the winner here. You can buy the 256 SSD model, the LCD one for $400 and the OLED model for $550. It's amazing how cheap they are. And you can even buy refurbished version with much less price, and believe me, that is crazy how cheap they are. So is a Steam Deck worth it at all? From my personal experience, yes, I can say it does. I am enjoying my Steam Deck more than any other handheld I had and I have right now. Is it perfect? No, it is not. A Steam Deck has its own flaws, like anything in the world. But does that make a Steam Deck a useless device? No, it is still a great and amazing device that you can enjoy it a lot. Should you buy a Steam Deck today or wait for a Steam Deck 2? If you want to wait for a newer handheld, you have to wait forever because there's always a better device out there on the horizon. And other company might produce something new and innovative, a lot better than a Steam Deck. And you know life is short and it's not worth the wait. I gotta tell you, stop waiting and buy the handheld that you want and seems interesting to you and have fun. For me, a Steam Deck OLED is my magical experience I always dreamed for. So what do you think of this new era of handheld gaming? And which handheld do you prefer the most?